Hi everyone, this is Jacob from the Jeanette Rankin Peace Center. I'm here with Naomi, Shin, and Ava Nagata, whose current research focuses on migrant farm workers in Montana. So, ladies, I have a few questions. First, what work are you doing and why is it important to you?
Well, we began this project in the summer of 2011, and for me, I'm a linguist, and I work on issues of bilingualism, Hispanic linguistics, Spanish and English in contact in the United States, and how children born in the United States acquire Spanish and English as bilingual children. And so this work is very important to me because the population that we're studying is a very interesting population. You have a rather homogeneous group with a set of adults who are almost the entire population is born in Mexico, and then their children are almost 100% born in the U.S. And so, what I'm interested in studying is how the children acquire Spanish and what happens right when they get at school age. We know that English becomes their dominant language very quickly, so I'm very interested in this particular age between kindergarten and third grade. What happens to Spanish as English starts to take over and encroach on the space of Spanish? So that's what's interesting to me, and I've been extremely fortunate to be able to work with Eva Nagata, who used to be my student at the University of Montana and now is my colleague in this research project.
Well, I consider myself lucky to be involved in this project. I have learned so much. Linguistics is not my area. I am studying to become a teacher, Spanish teacher. So in a way, it's related. But like I said, I'm extremely lucky to be working with this project because this research means a lot to me because I am Mexican, and to me is very important because I feel like even though the Hispanic community has a big presence in the United States, that the farm working community, the workers themselves, don't have the voice or the presence. So it's sort of like a subculture within this great Hispanic community, you know. So that's why it's important to me because just from finding out their personal stories, a lot of them come from escaping poverty, violence, and and then they come here and they still sort of like invisible to everybody. They come, they move from place to place, and yet we don't know much about them, especially the ones that come and work in communities like Washington and Montana. So that's why this project has been so close to my heart and very, very important. And even though it's a linguistic studies, I think there's a lot to learn about culture through language, so that's why I think it's very connected, and because language is a very big part of a culture, so
Okay.
and that's why it's important to me.
Okay. So the problems that y'all have identified with, the Spanish language becoming lost in English, etc. How can people, I guess, find out more about those issues and get involved to help mitigate?
Mm, that's a wonderful question. It is interesting, and it's something we were hoping to touch on tonight in our talk a little bit. One thing that is ironic, and what we're seeing a lot of in this country, is there are all these Spanish immersion programs popping up that seem to be targeting the Anglo population. Yet there's this. Uh, it's very sad to me and very unfortunate. There's a sentiment that somehow we need to be teaching the children of immigrants, of Latin American immigrants, we need to be teaching them English only. There's even a movement called English only. So what happens is we end up not really supporting the Spanish language skills of the children of immigrants or of people who are native speakers of Spanish, and instead we push English only on that community. And at the same time, we're all of a sudden putting money into developing programs to teach the Spanish language to non-Hispanics, to the Anglo community. So it's very ironic and very, very upsetting. So what can we do to mitigate that? What we need to do is support bilingual education programs and dual immersion programs, and really try to reach out to Hispanic communities and try to say, you know, look, we want to educate all of our children in both languages. To me, that's my dream, is that all of our children, regardless of their background, can be educated in more than one language, starting from kindergarten, first grade. That would be the goal.
Very good.
And I think that people are starting to realize the benefits of bilingualism and multilingualism.
Yeah.
So maybe that will happen eventually. We'll see.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, I pretty much agree with what she's saying. And,
Right.
You know, so.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for sharing a few thoughts with me, and to our viewers, tune in next time.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
and thank you to the Jeanette Rankin Peace Center
Yes,
for hosting
thank
us
you.
tonight.
Oh, no problem.